Hello everyone. I am Anand Chalgula and I am from India. Today I am presenting the sentiment analysis in NLP by comparing the machine learning and deep learning approaches. So this is the course name, professor name, and this is all the basic information. So I'm going to the next slide. It is the introduction for the sentiment analysis. So this slide defines sentiment analysis is an NLP task. It explains the it focuses on the emotions and opinions. It highlights in importance in test data interpretation. Sentiment analysis mentions business and marketing applications. It connects sentimental analysis to social media analytics. So it is a key task in natural language processing. It focuses on identifying emotions, opinions, and attitude expressed in text data. This technique is widely used in business, marketing, and social media analytics. So it helps organizations understanding customer opinions and helps decision making. Coming to the next slide, it is showing what is the sentimental analysis. So here, the above picture shows the classification of the sentimental analysis in natural language processing. So the first one is positive, negative, neutral. So as I say, sentimental analysis is the process of classifying text as positive, negative, and neutral. It is also known as opinion mining because it extracts opinions from written language such as the text, images, etc. So this method combines language processing and computational models to interpret text. So it is commonly applied to reviews, tweets, and surveys, and etc. So it explains how meaning is derived. It introduces sentimental categories. It provides examples like reviews and tweets. It emphasizes structured output from unstructured data. It highlights automation of understanding language. It explains the core function of the method. So coming to the next slide, it is showing why it matters. So it explains data-driven feedback analysis. It highlights the business value. It sentimental analysis combines helps companies measure customer satisfaction efficiently. It processes large volumes of feedback automatically. It provides insights of data-driven decision making. It supports marketing strategies and product improvement. It shows the economic value. It connects sentiments to behavior. It supports brand monitoring. It shows value in marketing. It explains the data-driven feedback analysis, and it emphasizes the customer satisfaction tracking. It shows the growing demand and it highlights the technological importance, and it reinforces relevance of the topic. Coming to the next slide, it is showing here it is a machine learning approach. So in this project, we use two methods. One is machine learning approach, second one is deep learning approach. Coming to the machine learning approach, it mentions such as it mentions algorithms such as Navier Bayes and logistic regression. It explains feature extraction methods. It introduces bag of words and it explains TF-ID of features. It is efficient for smaller data sets. It shows the suitability. It highlights faster training. It explains limitations in context understanding. Shows inability to capture word order. Explains structured input requirements. It shows interoperability benefits. It highlights lower computational cost. It is limited in capturing context and word order. So the above picture shows the three different types of the categories of the features. So positive, negative, and neutral. So coming to the next slide, it is showing the deep learning approach. So here it is. uses the RNN, such as the recurrent neural networks and LSTM, or called long short-term memory neural networks. So it explains subsequential data handling. It captures sequential relationships in text. It improves sentiment precision, accuracy, outperforms traditional machine learning in complex tasks. It requires more data. It needs more computation. It handles long text better. It captures temporal relationships. It explains advanced modeling. It highlights research support. It compares favorably to machine learning. It shows scalability. It highlights adaptability. It emphasizes performance gains. It prepares for transformer discussion, and it shows the improved accuracy. It captures all dependencies. It reduces the manual feature engineering. It lines representations automatically. Coming to the next slide, it shows the transformer models BERT. So this slide introduces the transformer models. It highlights BERT specifically. It explains bidirectional context. It processes text in both directions. It improves understanding of meaning. It uses attention mechanisms. It captures relationships effectively. It is pre-trained on the large data. It understands bidirectional context, and it is advanced deep learning models using transformers. It handles complex language. It reduces training time for tasks. It captures subtle sentiment cues. It explains state-of-the-art performance. It highlights innovation in natural language processing. It shows the flexibility across the task. It explains contextual embeddings. It improves the generalization. It highlights the richest importance. It explains scalability. It supports multiple languages. It shows the real-world adoption. It highlights computational cost. It represents modern NLP direction. It sets benchmark for comparison. Coming to the next method, it is showing the comparison of the both approaches. So here machine learning is faster and simpler, and deep learning provides better accuracy. It shows that machine learning is faster, and it highlights simplicity of machine learning. It shows deep learning has better accuracy. It highlights transformer supremacy, compares performance levels, and it explains the trade-offs. It highlights computational requirements. It shows resource dependency. It compares scalability. It highlights the complexity differences. It explains cost versus performance. It emphasizes the model selection importance. It explains balanced decision making. It summarizes model differences clearly. It shows resource dependency, and it compares scalability. It highlights complexity differences. It explains cost versus performance, and it shows practical decision factors. It highlights use case dependency. It compares learning capabilities. It shows the evaluation of models. Coming to the next slide, it is showing the applications of the sentimental analysis. So this slide shows the real world use of uh, sentimental analysis. It includes product reviews. It is applied in social media monitoring. It highlights the customer feedback analysis. It shows the market research applications. It explains business insights. It highlights brand promoting. It shows the trend detection. It explains user opinion tracking. It highlights automation benefits. It shows scalability. It explains decision support. It highlights marketing strategies. It shows customer engagement insights. It explains sentiment mark tracking over time. It highlights competitive analysis. It shows data-driven planning. It explains value in electronic commerce. It highlights survey analysis. It shows industry-wide usage. It explains predictive analytics. It highlights real-time applications. It shows integration with dashboards. It explains the actionable insights, and it demonstrates the practical relevance. So coming to the next slide, So this is the main part of the PowerPoint presentation. So it is showing the coding concept. So I take here the three tests. One is I love this product, it's amazing. Second one is this is the worst experience ever. Third one is the service was okay, nothing special. So after applying some Python code for the test, after after processing the test, so in the terminal it is showing the output. Coming to the first test, it is showing the polarity 0.625 and it is showing the sentiment as positive. When coming to the next sentence, this is the worst experience ever. It is showing the polarity -1 and it is showing the negative sentiment. Comparing to the third one, the service was okay, nothing special. This comes under the 0.42 polarity and it is showing the positive test. So it shows automatic sentiment detection from the test, demonstrate the practical natural language processing application. Coming to the next slide, the challenges. So here the main challenge is difficulty detecting sarcasm and irony. So it highlights ambiguity in language. It is the another challenge is context dependent meanings, and it is very specific to the domain specific verifications. And it is another challenge is bias in training data. So here it explains the ethical concerns. It shows generalization problems. It shows language compatibility. Yeah, it shows fairness issues, it highlights interpretability challenges, it explains model errors, it shows need for improvement, it highlights research gaps, it explains limitations of current models, it shows importance of context, it highlights evolving language, it explains robustness issues, it emphasizes ongoing challenges. Coming to the next slide, it is showing the future trends. So here the growth of the here growth coming to the future trends, it is showing the growth of large language models, LLMs, improved multilingual sentimental analysis. It is showing the real-time sentiment tracking. It is integration with AI systems. So it explains the innovation in natural language processing. It highlights research advancements. It shows industry adoption. It explains model efficiency improvements. It highlights personalization. It shows adaptive systems. It explains data expansion. It highlights the cloud integration. It shows a real-time monitoring systems. It explains ethical AI focus. It highlights the bias reduction. It shows improved training models. It explains cross-domain models. It highlights future applications. It shows continuous evolution. It emphasizes long-term growth. Coming to the next slide, it is the conclusion for the project. So here this slide summarizes the entire presentation. It reinforces the importance of sentimental analysis. It highlights machine learning as in the foundation. It explains improvements from deep learning. It highlights advancements from transform models. It shows progression of techniques. It emphasizes accuracy improvements. It highlights practical applications. It explains business value, it reinforces key concepts, highlights future potential, shows importance of innovation, explains the evolving nature of the fields, and highlights the research relevance. And it also summarizes comparisons, it emphasizes decision making importance, it shows the impact of the industries, it explains the technological growth, it highlights scalability, it shows continuous improvement, it explains integration possibilities, it highlights importance of data, it reinforces the learning outcomes, it summarizes key takeaways, it closes the discussion effectively. Coming to the next slide, it is showing the references. So this slide shows the research work of the published papers. So I almost referred 7 papers in total for doing this project. So this is that's all for the presentation. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present this project to that class. Uh, Signing off, Anand Chalagulla. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Professor.